to talk about. Thanks for staying with us. So over the weekend, the former governor of Ogun State, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, was trending because according to the story online, he had expressed disgust over the trend of Japa in Nigeria. According to him, it says that all our youth and young talents are traveling out of Nigeria, seeking greener pastures, and the prospective countries are deliberately giving them visas to leave the country without putting the origin that Nigeria into consideration. Now, he said something that trended. The statement that he was alleged to have said was that he said something about them being wicked. I'm looking for the statement. I can't even find it here anymore. All right, so the point is that he said that the fact that they are granting the visas to these young people is wicked. That's what was translated to.
Okay.
But he has come out to say that's not what it meant. He meant unfair. But you know, Nigeria, once something goes like that, everybody trends and the whole thing, they jumps on it and it goes. But it now reminds us again of this season. This is the political season. Every single thing you say can be twisted, be used. In fact, even your intention doesn't really matter anymore.
Nobody
it's
cares.
how we say it. And I think sometimes when we talk about these topics, it's just a reminder.
Not necessarily even how you say it, how the person decides to interpret it.
Yes, or how they receive it. Same thing that Shivaji recently was saying something about in Kaduna, that Kaduna State governor had gone from rotten to bad. Now, whoever is thinking of it logically, thinking, okay, you're trying to say it's better.
It's better, yeah.
But how the word bad
is bad.
was probably not the right choice of word. People have a better choice. Like actually gone from rotten to a bit better. That would have made me stronger than bad. The point is that this season, the words
don't say anything.
The choices we make in expression is extremely important. What are your thoughts on them? Let's start with this former governor Ibikunle when they were saying that we're jackpying and these countries should be held responsible, or why are they even granting visas to these people like that and they're jackpying? What are your thoughts on this?
So I think he's putting the blame on the countries that are just doing what they need to do to survive. Every country is sovereign and they will make decisions based on, you know, what works for them, what is best for them at the time. If the countries were coming here with a truckload, you know, with trucks and saying, oh yeah, all Nigerian youth, so everybody enter, we're taking you to our place to give you a better life and all, that's a different thing. But these young people are the ones opting to travel out and they are spending money to pay for the visas. They are running away from the country they have because they feel things are not working well. And for you to even get to a point where you want to Japa, you have some semblance of hope because you can afford to buy your ticket, you can afford to pay for visa, you can afford to get yourself an accommodation when you travel. So you're not even in the lowest of classes for you to say you want to travel, except, of course, God helps your community members and they gather money and decide to send you. So the blame should not be, and I understand how it seems like everybody's going and people are accepting them, but it's not the other country's fault. You apply, you get, and most times you are rejected because I see a lot of people going back and forth for years. They don't have visas and they pay, they don't get a refund. So the question should be, why are my people running away? What is chasing them from their own country? How can we make this place conducive for them so that they will decide to stay and use their youth and energy here? That's where the conversation should be, basically.
Miriam, when you heard the story, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, unfair, wicked, I mean, I think it's still passing the same, which is that you're putting the blame on these countries instead of our country. And whether we like it or not, there's a reason why young people are leaving Nigeria. And there's a reason why our skilled youths are leaving. So we're not here in this particular conversation. He's not even referring to people who are, you know, finding illegal means to just run away. He's not talking about unskilled people, but he's talking about people that have put in education and money towards their development and have decided that the fruit of all their labor will be harvested in another country. And there has to be a reason for that. The other countries, do they have more appreciation for these fruits? The other countries, do they pay well for these jobs, you know? And in comparison to Nigeria, what are we doing now that is causing this? We're talking about our naira and the value of our naira, what's happening. We're just now talking about the oil theft happening. So many, many years of just corruption, of theft just going on. And now, like, you know, it has come home to roost, where upset that other countries are taking advantage of our vulnerable situation when we have all played a part in the state of our country today. So it shows us that everything, you know, is a cycle. You cannot steal and think that everything will be fine for just you. Eventually, it will come home to roost.
Absolutely.
You have your children, and then, you know, it's also, people would say that is rich coming from someone in that category of a politician, and people would also refer to all the politicians that have taken by themselves their children to school abroad to enjoy the benefits of schooling abroad, and sometimes even stay back and continue jobs, you know, abroad, or come home and then have maybe well-positioned jobs waiting for them. If you are willing to do that for your own children, why do you think that other people wouldn't want to find something they think is better for their children? Right. Anyway, it is not their fault. It is unfair, but unfair because we have been unfair to ourselves.
Interesting. What are your initial thoughts on this matter of the fact that he felt that not just, he said he was, well, they said he said wicked, but he said no, I said unfair. Because he was speaking Yoruba. I tried to watch the clip, but unfortunately I couldn't get to that part where he said that, used that phrase. So he was they were translating Yoruba to English, but his own translation is, he said unfair. What are your thoughts? Is it really unfair for these countries to grant visas to these young people who are willing to travel?
I think that I do actually believe that it's unfair and wicked. And the fact, and I think everybody feels it is unfair. If we're being honest with ourselves, everybody feels it is unfair that these people have created an institution that attracts our best hands. We are just, from what I heard from BC and Mariam, is that don't talk about them, take responsibility and sort yourself out. And I agree with that. But the structure of developed countries is to milk the underdeveloped. And as long as they flourish in milking underdeveloped, the underdeveloped will never develop. Because who are the people that can make our countries better? They are the ones discontent, who have the knowledge, they are uncomfortable. And while they are here, if they are trapped here, they will be forced to make things better here. They will complain on the injustice, they would fight the system, they will vote out wrong system, they would innovate new solutions, but when they have an option, they would escape. And as long as they keep escaping, the country, the impoverished country remains impoverished. So what can we do? Call out the developed countries for what they are doing. You cannot continue to say, play lip service to helping us and giving us palliatives when you are taking people that can help us use the palliatives well. Most businesses in Nigeria are struggling because every staff you recruit that has brain is checking out. So how do businesses in Nigeria grow to solve Nigerian problems? Who is giving them that option is wicked. Who is giving that option is unfair. When you have nowhere to go, you make where you are work. The developments you're enjoying in those countries were done by people that did not have any other option. They had to make their society work. So because you have option, you run away. I don't blame you for running away, but I'm saying it is not wrong to call out them. Those people, call them out for being wicked and thinking they are helping Nigeria.
Absolutely. We're going to go on a break, but I think I hear what you're saying that. So you are the consulate general for a country, and you're here, we're drinking wine, having bilateral relationship, but yes, you are granting visas to my children.
Everybody that is good.
So you're just smiling and drinking tea with me, but really, you're taking my best. Let's go on a break. We'll take this further. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing the statement by the former governor of Ogun State, Mr. Ibikunle Amosun, concerning the fact that he said that countries that are, he alleged to have said that countries that are giving out visas or inviting young people to come to their country are being unfair. And Tokwe tried to corroborate that claim. What are your thoughts on what Tokwe said?
So I hear Tokwe very well. And what I think is unfair is you putting the responsibility on another country for even helping you cover up your inadequacies. Because I've traveled to at least a country in Africa, Botswana, and I had conversations with their people. I realized that they don't live outside their country. So even those who go to study, maybe do their masters abroad and everything, they must come back. You know why? In primary school to secondary school, to even a point in the university level, is free education given by their government. They are not in a space where they are trying to amass and hide and loot and everything. They make it very easy that you cannot even differentiate between the poor and the rich. In Botswana, I have been there and I stayed a few weeks and I went round and I was having conversations with different schools and students and all of that. So they make it very okay for their people to thrive. You are blaming the other country that they are trying to take your people, your workforce and all of that. They are not the ones that asked you to be corrupt. They are not the ones looting money. They are not the ones that take money for constituency projects and they don't deliver. They are not the ones doing that. So they are taking advantage of the loopholes that you have created. So instead of pointing the finger outside, look inwards and ask yourself, how do I tighten my belt? How do I do it in such a way that I will be proud of being a Nigerian? And even if I travel, I will want to come back home to further develop my country. How do I do that? How do I set examples to say this place is home? By keeping myself here, even as a leader. So why do I want to enjoy the benefits of those good places? Because I can afford it.
But if
I will not allow other people who they just want to be able to have the basic amenities, basics of life. And that is why they are going there.
Yeah.
You have the basics of life. So it's easy for you to sit down and say, why are you people going there? Why don't you sit here and work the country? How many of the country have you worked? How many have you developed? How many are you planning to develop? Or are you further enriching yourself and your generations to come, and then you want to stop other people from going?
The conversation really is the fact that if we have a bilateral relationship with a country where you're supposed to be helping each other, what Dapo is saying is that it is counterproductive. Where on one hand, we're talking support, we're helping with insurgency, you're giving me to Kano jets, we're helping me here, and the next second, you are freely opening doors for lots of people of my own skilled labor to leave my country. So I'm not saying that's what he said, but we're looking at it on different perspectives, saying, okay, why don't we truly help Africa by investing in helping us develop our skilled labor and let them retain here
and deny their visas?
They're not meant to help you at the end of the day. Wow. That's the truth. And we as Nigerians, two things can be right. We can have issues with our leadership, which we do. And we can also
many
have
countries
issues,
do.
Yes, and we can also have issues with our bilateral relationship because we sign not to use our coal in exchange for incentive because they feel we're going to pollute. And we sign it. We sign contracts that say that we will not allow this much emission. We sign things away that means we are making sacrifice on our part. But when we talk to the other people, what sacrifice are they making at the same time? So when you talk about leadership, I'm not saying that leadership is good here. I'm saying that it is what the foreign countries are doing is equally bad. In school last week, an ambassador of a country came to Lagos Business School. I would just not mention the name. And she was marketing their university education in their own country. What effrontery. Who do you think you are? I invite you to...
It's business.
You come to the place, you see what we're doing, and you just acknowledge... You can talk about business. The first person she pulled up was talking about their educational structure in their country and how they can speak English in their own country and how you can come and study in their own country in a university here. That it's disrespectful. And for me, it was wrong. So when we're talking about the Western world being wrong, let's call them out because they are wrong. When it pays them, they will talk. You cannot say you are offering me help in my educational sector, you are bringing me machines, but the people that can operate the machines, you are giving them visa to go. You are saying that you are giving me to Kano jets, but those that can fly the jets, you are giving them visa to go.
Wow.
What exactly are you doing?
Who's going to fly it? Interesting. I like that angle.
And you put me in debt.
Let me take Abubakar. Good morning, I come to you, Miriam. Abubakar, are you there?
Leave me alone. Leave Nigerians alone. Leave us in our problem.
I'm sure
we'll solve our problem.
You're live, Abubakar. Go ahead, please.
Yes. Please, I like the last speaker. I quite agree with them. Don't have to be, I'm not blaming the Western countries. One, I'm blaming our so-called youth. Why? Because they lack of consciousness. One. If they are this youth, they are running away from their own home. From their home. Who is coming to develop their home for them? You are being educated here. Your father is sponsor you. Your father did not run away from Nigeria. You have been educated to spend a lot of money in Nigeria. Now you are running away to another country. You want to speak for another country. So what the lack of testament, our youth lack of testament. I don't blame other countries. That is one. Then our countries too, quite okay. They are not asking corruption. Corruption is too high. This amassment of wealth and so on. Unless this decrease or find a local unit, have more than
I was having trouble hearing you properly, but thank you very much. I think I got the first part of your... Mariam, let me let you come in here.
Okay. So I'm smiling because I understand Tope is... You know, that patriotism, sometimes it pushes you just want to see the best in your country. And I get it. But the unfortunate and sad thing is, the truth of our situation is not as you have described it. It is not that these foreign countries are giving us a gift with one hand and then stealing our people with the other hand. Is that You have decided you don't want to use them. We have a place that they can be used. And I'll give you good examples. We have heard many times people who have worked in the different MDAs, who have worked and have had experience for many years, and then a corrupt government comes in and puts someone because of nepotism, puts favoritism, and the person who knows how to do the job, the person who has given their time and their honesty to Nigeria, is just pushed aside. And that person is now recognized abroad. And he goes. And his children, they go. Then they leave you with the one that you have chosen, the corrupt one that has no experience, but who's your brother or your sister. And that's the thing. I did not want to use this as an example, but if we look at the story of slavery in Africa, we never really talk about the fact that we had a role to play. We were selling our brothers. And we're doing it in so many ways today. We're willing to put aside, for the gift that you're talking about, Nigeria has created an environment where those who could do best for our country. There are many people who have sat down here, have said, I really don't want to go, I really want to give my best, but look at what the country has done. They have changed this policy. I've just invested my money in this business, and all of a sudden a change in government and they've changed the policy without even sitting down with these people who have put in so much money into this business. They don't care. And then there's a country somewhere saying that, you know what, that's your idea, and that's your money, that's your capital, have a beautiful environment for you, and you think that that person should not take it. And yet, there are so many Nigerians today who have refused to take it because they believe that there's a better Nigeria. The truth of our issue concerning this conversation of unfairness, Nigeria is unfair to its people, and Nigerians, one by one, will find ways that they will do better. Now, for us, when we talk about it, I feel that we can even say it's unfair. But there are some people who are in the helms of affairs, who have been part of the system that has brought this unfairness in Nigeria, that I feel that they cannot express that sort of sentiment. What they should be saying is, we need to do better for our country so that our children, our skilled youth are not going abroad. It is not for them to tell us how unfair another country is when they have played a part. You can say it and I'll understand it. BC can say it and I'll understand it, not those kind of people.
Okay, let me take this call from Elvin. He's been holding for a minute. Good morning, Elvin. Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, madam.
Morning. Go ahead.
Sir.
Okay, please, I just want to chip in to this conversation. In short, to be very kind, to be very sincere with you, I don't believe that those people are unfair to us. They are very fair to us. We are the ones that are not fair to ourselves.
Yeah.
If our leaders are fair to us, they travel out, they saw what those people are doing. Why can't they reciprocate in our people? The issue is that they are not ready. And you and me know that if you have that opportunity, you will not stay in Nigeria. Myself and this is the way out of this country. Because if you look at the situation of this country today, as of today, the insincerity of this country today, he will tell you that if somebody has his way, you better leave. Because you join them. So if you cannot join them, you leave. So it's very unfair for them to come and blame those other people on the other side that they're not doing well. When you know that they're the one not doing well, you don't shift your blame to another person. In taxation, they say tax avoidance is not an offense, but tax evasion is an offense. These people are taking advantage of our people.
Thank you very much, Kelvin. Let me go on a break. When we come back and continue this conversation, stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. You know, I'll share a story. There's somebody I know very well. I don't want to mention her name on TV, but she's such a fantastic teacher. Yeah, Auntie Martha, let me just mention her name. She's one of the best teachers I know. I mean, she teaches her kids so well, and she loves children. This is somebody that, and we've seen her over the years, how great she is doing with kids and everything. And one day she told me that, Morayo, that she's just relocating. She's thinking of relocating. She's tried different things, and it's not working. I mean, those of us that used to work with, go have our kids there, we moved out for one thing or the other, either because of relocation or something. So her kids she doesn't have enough kids anymore. And she's thinking, how do I sustain this business? And, and she's trying to just get things together. But when she was talking to me, like, such a talented woman who loves children. The kids love her so much. They're like, Auntie Martha. And here she's thinking she's considering.
Yes.
And you think so I always say that this country should not give someone like that an opportunity.
They will grab her
where
with
they will see the woman that when she goes abroad, how the kids will love her. So I think, is it right for us to say it's unfair for countries to allow someone like that to relocate?
I had a friend who finished in the university and he worked here for a while. While he was working, he was just trying to, this was a very smart boy in the university, he was just trying to just make ends meet. He found his way, got his papers, Canada. 2 months in the workplace. You see, awards. Excellent, excellent. He was getting awards. He was sending me his awards back to back to back. He said, BC, I don't need to know the boss. I don't need to smile with the boss in the morning. I just, good morning, Morayo, good morning. I don't need to put auntie in your name. I just have to appear, show up, deliver, and I'm getting everything that is due me. I don't need to be at the table or lobby somebody to get something. That is the point where we need to get to. A lot of Nigerians feel like they don't belong here.
Let me pause you for a second. Sorry, I'm pausing you. Let me tell you, the reason I'm pausing you.
Okay.
That problem is a Nigerian problem.
Yes, now
it's not just.
It's not a leader's problem. Listen now, I'm getting somewhere now.
All of us are like that.
Do you want to allow me to get there?
I'll let you go. I'll get there. But there's an example I want to give.
Okay.
I get a call almost every day that I want to internship in TVC.
Okay.
Almost every day, somebody calls my phone. Morayo, please, my sister, my brother, somebody wants to come and say. And I'm like, all you have to do is go to the gate, apply. They will tell you who to see. If there's a test you do, you should get shortlisted. There's usually a waiting list because a lot of people want to intern at TVC. Once there's a waiting list, when you get to your turn, you get it. And it's seamless. Every 3 months, they shuffle you out. And the next person comes in. It's seamless. But they don't want to believe that it's seamless. Yeah. You have to know Morayo. You have to call somebody.
You all do it.
Somebody who knows somebody. You don't need to. You come to the gate and it's transparent.
Yeah.
Go on and apply. But nobody wants to apply.
Yeah. So
they'll call you.
Morayo, hold on, please.
No, but many companies, go to their website, you apply, and they'll. I have companies where I work with.
Yeah. So hold on.
It works. The system works. People don't want to believe the system works.
The system works, and I've used it on some things, and I've gotten it like that. So let's talk about it. But the problem we have is the problem of selfishness that is ingrained in all of us as Nigerians. And you see why this one is japaing on his level. You are stealing and japaing your family on another level. So we're all doing the same thing. Why do you call out one and not call out the other? We need to solve the problem from the root. Why are these people japaing? What am I doing wrong that is trickling down and affecting them? That's all.
If I answer that, I'll come to the question. If I answer the question that I'm doing what I can to stop them from japaing, but you also do your bit by
you don't japa, don't have a house there waiting to finish your tenure and go back there.
So
I'm just saying.
Don't steal my country.
As long as we are we're pointing fingers. This is not a conversation about lack of leadership. We know that we have leadership challenges in Nigeria. It's not a conversation about patriotism, because we do have many patriotic Nigerians, and we have majority of selfish Nigerians. That's the truth. It is not about that. The conversation is about the wickedness or unfairness of developed countries who have opened a channel to enrich their country by taking the best of what we have. They sift out our best. Do you know how many millions pay money to go to Canada? Then they do grading and take the best of the best. Which country will succeed without his best heads?
Hey. They are not
Which
taking
country
the
will succeed without his best heads?
The best are going.
Listen, that is the crux.
The best are going. They are opting to go.
Please, because I've listened. And it is very, very important that we address that part of the problem. All of us can talk here. I am trying to build a business. Several people are trying to build their business, not with favoritism. We are doing our best. We need hands. We need hands to put the structure in place. The hands are going, and we're not talking about it. We are pointing finger at the government. Like the people taking the visa and gathering money, people are borrowing money. They are borrowing the next 5 years they travel abroad. They cannot earn the money back that they are using to pay for their tickets and position themselves to travel. People feel desperate, and we must address the situation, because these people over there, have you seen the videos of what happened in the UK, where people are overworked? Medical people are being overworked.
We talked about it.
It was discussed here. What is going on is a reverse psychology case. And those people doing it must be called out. It doesn't mean we should not call out. This show is not about calling our government. This show is about calling out the Western world for what they're doing to Nigeria.
Let me come to Mariam.
I don't agree with you that the crux of the matter is
It's not the crux, but this is what the show is about.
The crux of the matter, or what the show is about the fact that Nigerian youth, skilled Nigerian youth, are being taken away by foreign countries. That's not the crux of the matter, and that is not the matter at hand. That's just the title of what we are talking about. The root of your problem is what we are talking about. Where is it coming from? Exactly. You cannot just have a title and say that is the thing. You always have to go to the root if you are really serious about solving the issue. The issue is that there's a reason Nigerians are moving out. There's a reason, not just any Nigerian. Now, I'm even talking of a specific cadre, a specific category of Nigerians, skilled Nigerians that could be doing better for our country, that they are leaving. These are people, and you said Nigerians are patriotic in so many ways. I mentioned earlier, there are many people who are still saying that they are still torn to today because they would rather stay in Nigeria and not go. But so many things every day keeps happening. And then you now have one of the people that you feel represents, that saying to you that it's unfair that those countries. But no, sir, I'm saying to you as a skilled Nigerian, that is what I am seeing. You are the person I'm seeing. The government is what I'm seeing. The administration is what I'm seeing. Past and present is what I'm seeing. And you haven't been fair to me. Simple. You haven't been fair to the years I've spent in my education. You haven't been fair to the amount of times I've worked hard and you haven't been fair to the times I've been honest and have not been rewarded. You have not been fair. Every time I sit down and see the people who are corrupt, are being pardoned, have left, are earning much more than those who have given their work. That's how you have been unfair to me. And you have made it such an unfair environment. I need to go to where it's fair, where they don't, it does not matter. Wait, it has to be. See, one thing with corruption, this thing is a corruption issue, whether we like it or not. Yes, to solve corruption, it has to start from the leadership. There are different levels, but it starts from the top.
I need to throw in something there. I get that. And that thing I'm hearing somewhere is saying that we're not hearing is the fact that there are many countries also that are corrupt. There are people that are not Japa. There are many countries. We just saw a protest in France.
I agree with you.
They are protesting issues of corruption, unemployment, high prices. So many countries are there also having issues. Many countries are not as, and are probably even African countries. We're having people where they are having issues, even bigger issues that we're having in Nigeria. But the truth is, they're not totally jettisoning Nigeria and saying, you know what, I'm done. Okay. So we're saying that there's a deeper issue.
Let us not
there's
say
a Japa syndrome, and there's a part of like, are we patriotic? Do we love this country enough to even stick around? That's another
Does my country love me back for me to even try to stick around?
How would your country love you?
No, your country will love you in so many ways. Yes, I am my country. And the people that I put as leaders are also my country. The people that I've put in to make sure that there's a system that works is also my country. Yeah. When my brother or my father or my sister goes to the war front and she gives her life up at the war front, what are the leaders doing? When I hear that my relative died at the war front because there were no ammunition, because they did not, their welfare was not even put into consideration. How is the country now loving me back? I'm not saying, see, let me tell you, one thing is, I believe I'm a very patriotic Nigerian. And I believe that unless we're all here together, we have to all work together to make our country a better place. But there are some people that do not have the moral justification to talk about
how do you fix it? How do you fix it? So if we all just say, I'm
telling you, but
if we not all leave, what then happens?
No, but I am telling you now, as the leader, it starts with you. That's what I'm saying.
So we agree on that one. It's like there's nobody. Some people on YouTube are saying Dapo is not feeling Nigeria. You cannot feel Nigeria the way I'm feeling Nigeria.
Yes, you're a business owner now.
You cannot feel it. You're not the one entering the bush and facing a money leg. Yes. So don't say that I'm not feeling Nigeria because I'm feeling it. And we have to address the issues that, yes, leadership is a problem. But that's if we think leadership is them. Leadership is not them. Leadership is all of us. If you feel bad about the situation, you take it up. Currently, we have a flooding situation. I mentioned it on this show. In my ESCO, at my LBS school, I'm telling them what are we doing to solve flooding as a people? What can we do as a group? How can we solve the problem? What we are doing is saying the government, the ecological fund. Why are we not sitting up and shouting ecological fund? You have taken the case of vultures and the environment. Everybody should take ownership of something and shout about it. Because until we take leadership of the problem we are facing, I'm thinking that our governor is, if your governor is not working, you shout and you make enough noise.
Let me go
and all of us must stand up as leaders.
Let me go on a break.
Nothing will happen.
We are more than them.
Let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up.
We are more than them in numbers, but they are more than us in power and authority and access.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're going to be wrapping up on this. Let's take a few comments on social media before we go ahead.
While they're looking for the topics, I want to say that I get very afraid when a leader, instead of taking responsibility for what is happening, is trying to pass the buck. That is the sense of what I get. So instead of sitting down, having meetings, calling people together, we have a problem in our hands. Our best hands are leaving. How do we get these people to stay? How do we make things better? Go into the streets, go into the workforces, test the pulse of the people, ask them questions. Why would you like to travel? What is your issue? What would you like the Nigerian government or your local government or this and that will do better for you that will make you stay? What would you see that will make you change your mind? Test the pulse of the people, then come back with data and say we have gone in. This is one of the problems that we have people opting to travel out. These are some of the solutions that give us a few years, give us some time. We're going to try and solve this problem. If we solve this problem for you guys, would you want to stay and build this country? Can we work hand in hand to build this country? That is when I know that a leader is speaking.
Let me take this call from Norway. Tony, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I'm there. Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Morayo. I want to let West to know that when you call yourself, when you make yourself rat, the Sika will chase you. Okay?
I didn't hear that.
Every Nigerian that are living outside, we want to come back home. But our home is not safe. So that is the reason I want to let you to know. And you have to know that also that every country is marketing themselves.
Yeah.
That is business. Nobody wants to know how you are doing, or whether you want to succeed or you don't want to succeed. They want their own country to be succeed, not yours. That is the reason I want to contribute. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
May I round up quickly? I hadn't finished. So I remember growing up, I didn't feel so connected in my home because of all the issues that were happening. And I attempted to run away a few times because I never felt like it was a home for me. I was beaten most of the time. I wasn't heard. Nobody really understood me. I was a child that was always moody. Like, I felt my temperament growing up was melancholy because I was always moody. I wasn't happy. So the school was an escape for me, and I always wanted to go to boarding house because I wanted to run away from my father and run away from everything in the house. And when I ran away and they found me, and my father sat me down and said, "What am I doing that will make you want to run away from your house? I'm your father. You are my spitting image. What am I doing? What can I do better? How can I change?" And we had a heart-to-heart. He was crying. We had a heart-to-heart conversation. And he did his best in amending some of those things and ensuring that he was very insistent on how I was treated and everything. That made me feel like my father is here. That is what every Nigerian wants, that hope that Nigeria is for you. Nigeria is working for you.
Fantastic. I love
What
that.
do you want to see? What do you want to hear? We are here to serve you. Tell us that. We're not going anywhere.
Interestingly, I was telling somebody went for an interview recently, and they were asking me, what do you think about the interview? I said, listen, interviews are not for you to answer questions. Interviews are for you to inspire people. What Nigerians need today are inspiration. You need you to make them feel like, you know what, it's going to be better. Yes, everything is bleak, but I will make it better. So that's the real conversation. I hear that it makes a whole lot of sense. Let me take this call. I'll come to you, Chokwe. Ade, are you there? Thanks for calling. You're live.
Every year, we remitted over $20 billion to Nigeria from diaspora.
Yeah, true.
That's number one. Number two, every Nigerian in diaspora, what we love most is to come back home and settle down.
Yeah, I agree.
I've been in UK for 35 years. I want to come back home. But it's not safe. Our leaders is their fault because they made the policy that direct our life. So you have to blame them.
Oh, my God.
You see? So nobody wants to stay here. Mama Beji, I disagree with you on this issue.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ade. Thank you. I want you to because I have to wrap up.
The truth for me is Nigeria has a leadership crisis. Leadership at every level. At the presidential level, House of Representative level, every level across the leaders and down into family system.
Yes.
Nigeria has a leadership crisis. Leaders take responsibility. Leaders don't blame. Leaders don't complain. Leaders fight. Leaders die. Leaders do what they need to make it work. So it is important for us to know we have a leadership crisis. Number two is the fact that there are 206 million Nigerians. How many can Japa? The few jackpying are the ones that have opportunity. Majority of Nigerians cannot afford to buy passports.
Oh, you're getting
they
there.
Can't afford to eat. You are saying Japa is an option.
He's still
and
a
I'm
selfish. Oh.
You say I am selfish for saying
Preach
no
it,
Japa.
preach it.
I can Japa.
Hey.
I could have Jackpot several times.
Absolutely.
The last time I went to America, everybody was looking at me like, what are you still going back home to
Yeah.
do? People were telling me
Yeah.
the money I came to the US was enough for me to pay to arrange marriage. And everybody was saying, stay. I am here. You are saying insecurity, that Nigeria is not safe. Somebody is calling me in Nigeria and saying that I cannot come to Nigeria is not safe. Do you know what I go through every day when have you been robbed in traffic in Nigeria? Have you been robbed in traffic?
Yeah.
So you are saying Nigeria is not safe. It is easy for you to go. Go. But there are a lot more people here who have no other option if we don't sit up and fight for this country. So it is okay for you to yab me on social media. It's easy for you to sit in your home and yab me. I am on TV. I was almost burnt in this place. I'm still here. I am having conversation with my parents and they're looking at me like, what are you still doing?
Hey.
Approaching election period. We need to do what we can to talk.
Oh.
So don't
Finish
come
the
and
show.
sing English for me here.
You have
Or speak
finished the
English here for
show.
me.
Dr. Makodige has finished the show. Mariam, do you still need to speak? But that was fantastic. I think that was fantastic. Go ahead, Mariam.
So I just wanted to also say that people would move where, you know, things are better for them. So it's not only Nigerians that are moving from one country to the other. There are many people in Europe moving to America and vice versa. But the good thing is people move to their countries as well because their own country provides something, you know, that people want. So what we want in Nigeria is that as people are going, we're also attracting people. You mentioned a school and someone leaving. I have many examples. There's a particular school I wanted my son to go to, but they told me that most of their teachers were not coming anymore because of the situation in Nigeria. These are missionaries that are willing to give everything, but for their safety, they could not even come. That's an environment that we're talking about that could be better with a lot of things that we're doing. We're talking about the fight against insurgency. A lot of the problems we have, I believe personally that 80% of the solution against this insurgency is not with guns and standing at the war front. It's at the table. Yes, that corruption, that is where you fight it. So when we are ready, from the top to the bottom,
we know what to do.
We will see the effect.
I love the richness of the conversation we've had so much, and I love the fact that everybody has come with cogent points because it does make sense on all sides, and it depends on how you're looking at it. And I love the angle that Tope just came out with the fact that if we even move, yes, you have a right to Japa, and I've always said it, the government should stop trying to stop him from traveling. They're not going to stop. Attract those who have gone to come back. That's the best way we can do it. Find a conducive environment to ensure that, listen, guys, you have earned your skill. Come here. This is what we can do for you. I think that's a better conversation. But I think also the area Tope took us to, which we hardly go to, is the fact that there are so many Nigerians who don't have the opportunity. Somebody telling in my ears now that, Morayo, all I'm waiting for is money. A lot, 200 million Nigerians are waiting for money. If they have the money, they also go. But unfortunately, they don't have it. So the 0.00% of us that have the ability to buy a passport, we are also, can we also look at it that, okay, if I'm leaving, who's going to help the remaining 200 million? If only 2 or 3, 5 million of us are leaving.
But you don't see the fact that there's a sacrifice that those ones are making.
They are also making a sacrifice too. However, they have the opportunity to make a sacrifice that is beneficial to them.
Okay, so hold on, Morayo. That is one of the reasons some of us are still here. It's not ending.
I'm telling you.
That's the reason why some of us, you think I've not thought about going out?
Yeah, we all have.
I had a friend recently, a doctor, she just finished her PhD, and before I realized, I don't know if you know her, Vera. Vera has relocated, and she was busy. What are you still doing there? I'm like, I don't have anywhere to go to. I'm not even making that place. I said, no, she struggled, she did, and she was okay here. But the reason some of us are still staying and sticking our necks out, even after the fight and everything, we still find our way out is because we have, let me use the word that the mindset has moved. The mindset has moved from a place of survival to thriving. The majority of the people, what if I use the word on the floor, are still majorly in survival, and you will not blame them. Blaming them will be like you are covering up the wound, thinking it will heal by itself. The wound needs to be exposed so that you see what you are treating. You cannot blame them because they need to have
at least, the same thing.
No, hold on now. The basics. If they have the basics, they will begin to think of thriving. Some of us, a lot of companies in Nigeria are owned by Indians. They leave their country. You are running away from your country. They are seeing opportunities in their country, and they're coming here and they're taking over our businesses. Or Igbo people are coming here every day and they're taking over. So it's a mindset issue.
Let me tell you what we're saying.
If you solve...
Let me tell you what we're doing. We're saying the same thing.
Okay, how?
These guys here, as you said, have absolutely no choice.
Yes,
here.
yes. They're in
Now,
survival
so,
mode.
Yes, survival mode.
Yeah.
Those of us that have a bit of education,
Yes.
we rise a bit.
Yes.
These ones too. Then from that group, and that group gets a job.
Okay.
They're able to save money. So this group that graduated,
Yeah.
and this ones that have a bit of job, they're all looking to Japa.
Yes.
Now they are fine. So they've forgotten these guys. They don't care, but then
Not
they've got
all of
no,
them
no. Listen,
are
no.
looking to Japa.
No, wait now. These guys here have nobody.
Yes.
They are
Yes.
stuck in Nigeria.
Yes.
They are there.
Yeah.
These ones who are educated are
Yes.
thinking, okay, what do I do?
They have a choice.
These ones who have a job, this level, they're
have
not
a
trying
choice.
to Japa. So
Yes.
these two guys are
Yes.
forgotten these guys. Who's going to help these guys?
No.
It's
So
not a
listen.
major generalization. There's so many people that can afford it.
And
that
they're
have
not going.
education
Yeah,
and have
wow.
chosen, listen,
Yes,
and have
that's
chosen.
an up level.
Yeah, good. And they have chosen
To stay here.
not to go.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yet.
Yes.
Good yes.
Yes, because we're hoping that things will
get
change.
better.
And there are so many Nigerians like that. There are those who have gone. And yes, they have the money to go. But do you know many things that they're sacrificing? Someone made a tweet once that said, you have parents that have children in different parts of the world. It's so sad, even to get money to come home to visit. It's hard. But they had to send them to this place to survive. It's not even about thriving. It's to survive. Because if you were here, you may not even be able to go to school. You'll be at home 8 months. Work you will not get, even though you finish with a good result, but you don't know anybody that knows anybody that can help you get there. So they have made a sacrifice that they cannot even see their children. They hear, your mom is sick. How, do you
can we come
understand the sacrifice and the pain that people are going through on different levels?
Everybody's
It's not just
making
about money.
sacrifices, so yes.
People have not left, some people have left very good paying jobs here to go abroad, not because they are making the same amount of money, but because, for heaven's sake, I just need to live in a decent society.
Let me go on a break. Let's take a few comments. I'd like us to engage our social media commentators. Let's go on a break. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're going to take a few messages online. Yes, Mariam?
Yes, I deliberately decided to take this because I want to make a small comment. Bilky says, Tope, I'm loving you extra this morning. Someone has to speak for Nigerians who have no means to Japa. Nigeria needs a voice against the odds. We hope and we pray it gets better. So for us that sit here at the table, it's only about opinions. It's not about relationships. It's not about the person. We understand that everyone here has, the love of our country at heart. And we must bring, when we have conversations, we bring them from different angles so that it's relatable to everyone. Does not mean that Tope is, because I've seen some mean comments and I think that it's uncalled for. We're all sisters here. We do this job with our hearts. We love doing this job and we love to share different opinions, given our different experiences.
Thank you, Miriam. So I wanted to take some messages here. It says, Oluwaseun says, we are grinding every day to build that solution. I am a believer. Even now, Seth, I know what comes in. A lot just want free money. Japa call Japani. I want to be like BC, Tope, and Morayo. Jane Ajibade says, our president openly said that even if you go to the best schools, there's no space for you. I don't know when the president said that. So now you blame people from leaving. No, because I haven't heard that. Then Ifoma says, there are many people doing well and staying behind, but we need this number increased and opportunities for the lower cadre to be better. If I can fly, why should I settle to crawling? Let me just quickly add another comment. So one of the reasons people are in a hurry to Japa, I would say, is I want to put it on a segment now, the failure of the educational system to help us find solutions. Because I realize that people are coming in because they are seeing opportunities and they are creating solutions for those opportunities and they're cashing out. And people like us now who are beginning to see opportunities are beginning to create solutions for that, and we're not thinking of, even if we have the means to go, that's not where the focus is. The focus is on creating those opportunities. So can we find a way to begin to be solution-oriented? When you're solution-oriented in an environment, you look around and say, this thing is lacking, this thing is lacking, this thing is paining me. Where do I fit in? How do I create something? How do I... It comes from within, and that is where a lot of people are not patient enough to get. So they just want, because of the way the educational system has made it, that you go to school and you get a job. And so you go to school and the job is not coming, or the job comes and it's not paying as much as you want it. The next option is to go somewhere else where you can get a job and get paid. And that's where we are. So let's start, solving problems. Teaching children how to solve problems. They will not have a need to run.
I was speaking somewhere, and they were talking about, some lady asked a question that, the course she's doing in school, she's not sure it's going to help her get a job. And I'm like,
a job again?
Like, so first of all, this world, the world you're about to graduate into, is not a world that is looking for you to employ you.
You don't change.
That we are looking for exactly what you said, solution provider. I give an example. I said, every mother has one problem, which is the fact that, especially if you have a daughter, who's going to make my daughter's hair?
Yeah.
I have one person doing your daughter's hair today. Maybe something happened, she couldn't come. If I wish there was an app, I can call them. Okay, please send me every 2 weeks. Send me somebody. You know,
Send me a hairstylist.
You can solve a problem.
Yes.
Or have a salon that you're on call.
Yes.
Somebody know. You know, there are problems.
Solve a problem.
There are boys looking for these haircuts, barbers. You know, listen. There are problems on
The
the ground.
solution is in
But see,
our hands,
unfortunately, our system is not such that it hasn't helped us to have those creative juices in our
the
brains.
educational system.
It's the system we have where
how we're
you have to
taught.
go to school and
Get a white
job.
collar job.
There's
So-
some young boys doing so much.
Yes.
And they're still from this country. This
Yes,
boy,
yes,
huh?
I'm even talking like my brother, his company, Datalium, during this ASU strike of 8 months, they were able to get young people and equip them with IT, data analytics skills. I mean,
They're doing
these
well.
are Nigerian children, went to Nigerian schools in Nigeria, have opportunity to leave, but have decided that they'll still work. And my own prayer is that our leaders see this sacrifice and make sure that they have a better environment to do well. And I have to also give the Lagos State sort of kudos for his particular company. Lagos State has tried to help IT startups, you know, provided them with rent-free offices for a while. So,
Is it
yes.
connection you use?
So,
Or you went to
no,
go and apply?
no connection.
Connection.
So good.
People
yes.
need to hear that.
Yes. So what I want to say is that when the leadership is right, it will work, and you will see the fruit of that your sacrifice. You will see it.
I do some work
if
for
you
the
still,
Lagos
you see the
State
sacrifice.
Employment Trust Fund, I think. They have money. People are not showing up. They are
come and
begging young
collect.
people, please come. Bring ideas to the body. Rather call the ED or the airport. Hey, please, my sister, no, help her hook her up. No, go online. Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. Apply. Do your own documentation. Do it, and it's very transparent. You get the money to start your business. But they don't want that. They want to call one uncle somewhere that will hire you or just give you money to start a business. That's
It's
not
also
what
the
that we are.
generation. This generation is a bit impatient
Yeah.
with things, like the way we cool down and wait for things to
We call
work
them
out.
microwave
yeah. So
generation.
they just want it to happen now.
Yeah.
So I put
You
in
have
the
to wrap
work.
up. Let me let Tokwe find
I get
out
the
what-
results.
Then I'm out of here. Yeah.
I would always say that we are created here to solve a problem, and as long as we don't do our part, we're living crisis for every other person. So if you are in Nigeria, solve a problem. If you are abroad, solve a problem. Make life better. Like, let your presence make life better in any little way that you can.
Find yourself.
Find a solution to the problems around you.
I think we can end with that. Thank you so much. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we're going to take Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Club of Nigeria in 19. Wow.
Nice, fantastic. That sounded like something that was like heart-wrenching. You're thinking to yourself, oh my goodness. Well, he was pretty smart. He was a smart guy. Okay, so we have to wrap up today's show. And I think in a nutshell, I'd like to summarize it saying that we're never against anybody leaving the country, because the truth is that everybody would make a choice. There are some people that would not leave Nigeria and they'll have to stay. Some have the opportunity to leave and they leave. We shouldn't blame or castigate people for leaving. I think what the government, the responsible government, should do is what most countries do: attract them back home, which was India did. Many of the young people, they even go and want to come back home. So we've got to make it such that we make this country conducive enough. When I say conducive, not just to change the aesthetics, but it's more of make business easy to thrive. Make policies that help for businesses to thrive. Make it easier for Nigerians to say, you know what, I want to come home and rest. Because many people do want to come home and invest in this country.
Yeah.
That's all we can take on this show today. When we come back, we'll see you on tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have a great day. Bye for now.